So, as I mentioned, y'all are watching UpLate Austin. I'm Dave. You can find some of my video library at davetv.org. Robert's been kind enough to let me come do the show and enjoy doing stuff here with Burton. And Will's in here tonight. I think he's got a bit of a headache, so he's taking the path out the door. And if you like what you're hearing, blame John Cates. If you don't like what you're hearing, blame another show. So thanks for tuning in, and if you caught any of the show earlier tonight, these guys were playing some tunes, and they're probably going to close us out with a few more when we're done here. But we've been hearing music from Tom Meany, and I guess the songs you played tonight, are those all written by you? I know you talked about that singer-songwriter circle, and Ray helps you out on a lot of stuff. So where did these songs we heard tonight come from?
So the ones that, first of all, thanks for having me. I got to tell you, a lot of my younger years, you are a part of my younger years. For many hours, many nights, I would watch your shows. So thanks for, it's cool to be on this show. It feels like, you know, I don't know, it's nostalgic for me. Not that you're an old man or anything, but I'm saying, you know, no. Anyway, so the newer songs have come from a songwriter group that Ray, he has in the past been a part of, kind of a famous songwriter group that a lot of people know about. And I couldn't get in that, and so
It's because that guy's taste has waned.
well, I don't know that guy. I don't know him personally, so I would love to meet the guy, but I don't know him personally. But so Ray said, let's create one of our own, and Ray's kind of the commissioner, and I'm the administrative
I'm like the host.
guy.
You're like the commissioner, kicks people out.
Yeah, I cut heads like if they don't do their song. But anyway, Ray comes up with a phrase Monday morning, sends it to everyone in the group, and the people in the group are all over the country, and some of them in other countries. And then we have a week to record, or to write, record, and send our song in to everyone else that has to contain that phrase. So, you know, we're half a year in, and I think, you know, you can't write a great song every time. Most of them are going to be crap, but that's kind of the game. It's, you might write 30 songs, but one of them's a keeper. So I've been lucky enough, I think, to have maybe 4 keepers that I'll probably put on a CD. Yeah. So that's where those came from, and it's because of Ray. But we've got a lot of great people in that group, and it's a very good creative exercise for the brain. Yeah.
I learned about that group when Steve Poltz did some music that they did in that group. So you still doing stuff in that group?
No, that he tore that group apart, and I'm sure he's doing something now. But that group that we were in, that kind of broke apart. It was like a little rift at camping. So that broke apart, and so that's when it broke apart. I was like, I want to start something on my own and get doing. I might join it back later after the 52, see what's up, give him a shout out and see if he's doing something. But I want to try to make it 52 songs in a row and not miss a week like some people.
I've missed a couple weeks. So it's bad to be one of the co-creators and get kicked out.
Founding father and get kicked out.
I was kicked out, and I had to wait 4 weeks to get back in. But, you know, the cool thing is that group, getting these people together, people that he's known and a few people that I've met along the way, and I haven't been in the game very long, but you really get to meet a lot of people, and we've ended up playing shows with a lot of these people, and they bring people to the table. So it's a community, it's a little circle that you know, you can pick from whenever we do soul writer shows, or what he calls soul writer shows, which are songwriter circles. We have infinite people to choose from because of that. But yeah, it's a cool little family, you know.
Do either of you aspire to 24-hour concerts? I'm not sure.
No.
Thank you.
90 minutes for me. No. That is it. Never will I play more than 90 minutes, and I'll forget 45 minutes of that set. So
you have a once-a-month show at 1 to 1. Love Greg and everything that they're all Destiny they're doing at that place. It's kind of a just like strip mall. Wow, there's great live music. Right. You know, amazing lights, sound, good people, great bookings. When is it? Every what?
It's every second Monday of the month, and
except this month.
Yeah, they're doing it, but he, as a matter of fact, has 3 other songwriters from our group that are doing it with him. Typically, there's 3 or 4 of us, so I'll take this month off and be back next month.
Because I messed up. I'm booking.
He
I
does that
suck at
all the
booking.
time.
I double book. Because it's so far in advance. So I double book, and let's just keep it real. I double booked it, and Tom bowed out graciously and let them in.
But I'll be there.
I've never done that.
But again, to reiterate, Greg, I love Greg and Destiny. They've been super to me. They had a benefit for me last year, and they continually let me play there. So kind of like Ray has helped me out. You know, I just started playing a couple years ago. Ray found one of my YouTube videos and started, you know, putting me under his wing and taking me to his shows. But so I like to return the favor when I can. But Destiny and Greg, 1-to-1 Bar, has been really good to me. So love that place.
What is it about this guy that drawed you to him?
His songs are so from the heart. They're like you can feel them. You believe it. You know, it's like a lot of people will write something and you're like, I don't necessarily, you know, I hear you, but I don't really believe it. You hear and believe every word he's saying, and it's just so pure. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, thanks, man.
It is. me and Bentley were talking about that. It's like we actually believe what he's saying. You know, like me when I write, it don't believe anything I say because my life is so boring. This man goes and has a heart attack. This man goes and has a heart attack and writes a #1 song from it. You know. So
that was a beautiful song you played tonight, man, and I would assume brought on from the quadruple bypass. Is that?
Yeah. So again, the phrase of that week was "Live like you." No.
Heaven can wait.
Heaven can wait. And so, I mean, for me that was easy because I had a recent health issue a year ago, and so that song came about in minutes. So yeah, that's awesome. It's from the heart, which is damaged a little bit, but it's good now, you know. But it's good to have something that you can pull from. Mm-hmm. Not all the songs are from, you know, my life. Sometimes you just want to be creative and write a story. You know, I got a story about the one of the reality TV shows, you know, the First 48, which is a homicide investigative show. That inspired a song for me. But yeah.
Awesome. The singer-songwriter-podcast.com. What's that all about?
That's something that I started right before I had my heart surgery. So there was a little bit of a lag, and I wanted to do it weekly. But, you know, being someone that's new to the music scene, I guess, in this town, and being someone who's an adult, you know, I didn't start when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. So I come into it with a different perspective. You know, I have a professional background. I have responsibilities. I've got a car and a house. But so as an adult, I've noticed some of I just wanted to talk about some of the experiences of trying to be a singer-songwriter in Austin, Texas, with so many bands and so many singer-songwriters and so many clubs, but also
and so little audience, unfortunately. I'm picking on you. That's right.
That happens, right? And it's, you know, you can sit down and talk about why is that, but so that's really what I talk about, things like that. What causes a city that has such a great reputation to have, sometimes you've got a band full of world-class musicians and 7 people are in the crowd, and that's a frustration that I have, but it's not anyone, you know, I don't want to blame anyone. I think it's the time, it's technology and the internet, and so that's kind of some of the stuff that we talk about. We talk about, Ray did the podcast last week, and we talked about some of the things that are kind of pet peeves of ours. You know, minutes before a show, people like to text you and say, "When do you play?" And that's great, but we've posted 100 times. But the reason for me that it's a pet peeve is because I'm very nervous before a show. Mm-hmm. So when I start getting 12 things saying, "Hey, I'm not going to make it," or "When do you play?" It just is a pet peeve. But yeah. That's what we talk about.
There was, speaking of the interwebs, Monique Ortiz, a friend of mine, had a great little post today about the frustration a musician has by putting your heart and soul in your billfold into this game. And kind of ironic, I had mentioned that, you know, you put time into videos or posting your gigs or promoting and doing invites for stuff on the internet, when truly the internet is what's kind of killed people coming out to see things. So how is that ever going to turn it around? Do you play in your backyard all the time and just invite people over word of mouth? Do you play and don't tell everyone and cross your fingers and do it for yourself?
Right.
What is the secret, you know? So
There's there is a formula somewhere that will allow someone to be successful. I haven't figured it out, but like you said, I am happy writing songs. If I have to be just in my bedroom in front of my computer with the camera at me, doing it for YouTube or whatever, that's fine. But there are, you do put a lot into it, and you would like to see people in the crowd other than your family and your high school friends. But it's hard to get that music out there for new people to hear. But just the fact that the internet is the new thing, it's hard to get people away from their computers when there's streaming movies and Netflix and all that stuff that they can stay at home for.
And I think it has its place, man, but it's like, how does that all work together? I'll never know. You play around town a lot, not any one place, but, would you think 1-to-1 is kind of home? You do a lot of shows there?
I would say it is. That's, if you look at my past shows, I would say that's 65% of where I'm at.
I couldn't blame you. It's a great place to play. I see you're doing June 12th at the Brass House.
Yes, that's the first time for me. It's a singer-songwriter deal. It's cool because it's 30-minute set, which is great for a singer-songwriter. Yeah. It's hard to listen to a guy with a guitar for 90 minutes. But 30-minute set's good, and that's why Ray and I do a lot of this stuff. We'll do a lot of song swaps because we got to fill an hour and 30 minutes, and it's cool to have two people so that the audience can hear different styles, 2, 3, 4 people.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
July 14th, back to 1-to-1. July 19th, Little Woodrow's down. Is that to the South Park Meadows?
No, that one's going to be the Palmer Lane up north, yeah.
Right on. And then out to McAllen.
McAllen, Texas.
Yes.
What's that about?
We're going to be playing down in McAllen. This guy, Angel Rodriguez, he's trying to get more songwriters and stuff playing around that town. So we're going to go down there and play, I think it's about, is it a 2-hour set?
Yeah.
2-hour set. And, I've never been to McAllen, Texas, so.
I think it's great what that guy's doing. That's why I'm happy that Ray is having me tag along with him, because this guy moved in from somewhere else, California, and he said or noticed, hey, there's not a whole lot of singer-songwriters. There's not that community, and he's trying to build that up. And he's had some really good people do that show from Austin. He's pulling people from Austin and asking for recommendations, and so we're really honored to even have been asked to do that.
Yeah.
Is that the same Angel from like back at Lucy's and stuff? Is that the guy I'm thinking of?
He's from out of California, I think. Yeah.
I thought that guy was. But there's so many folks you run across, and back in the day with your band, we get to see a lot, And thank you for doing this show tonight, fellas.
My pleasure.
Anything you want to leave the people with before? I'm going to shut up because I'd rather you guys play. So we got to throw that back together for a few songs. So is there anything else you want to talk about before we go?
This is Tom.
Just listen to live music
Hell yeah.
in Austin, Texas.
I love it.